Now I'm going to be tying a Conehead tube fly. Now this is a pattern I've been tying for some friends, and it's fished really well this spring. There are quite a few spring fish on it, so I thought I'd show you how to tie it. Now the outer tubing, as you can see here, is a glitter tubing, this one here. This is just the outer tubing. It's a nice colour, does extremely well. The inner tubing I'm using is a fluorescent red, this one. Now I'm going to show you how to attach and get these to go together. Now, first thing I do is, the outer tubing I cut into a point, just got a taper. The inner tubing, I put a slight lip on the end by just using the lighter, not too much. Blow, allow it to cool, and then basically I push this in to the point, as you can see here, about say just over about a centimetre or so away from the end of the outer tubing. Now the length I'm tying, I'm doing a fly around about 3/4 of an inch or so. So that's it done. Then I would obviously trim away the outer tubing. And at the back I'm using a tube cutter. Oops. This is just something you can buy off the internet. It's just a plastic tube cutter. I'm not sure, I think plumbers or some of the electricians use it. So anyway, there it's there, that's it. Then I basically then slip it on into my needle and onto, this is an HMH tube fly adapter. Now the taper cut, the point is in the underside. The wing's going to be on this area here, so tighten up onto it. Now, I'm not going to cover the glitter tubing up, I'm going to want you to see this, so I'm going to add a tag on it and a tail at the back. Floss I'm using, this is a Glo-Brite floss number 4. Now what I'm going to do is just run the wax through it to get a bit more grip. And then I'm going to tie it on, just this, maybe 5-6 millimetres or so. And work your way down. Now in here there's the lip formed with the lighter of the inner tubing just at this point. You tie up against that and that gives it, that holds in the inner tubing, it will not pull out. But what I'm going to do is tie in a tail. I'm just going to put in 2 fibres of the pig bristle dyed hot orange. Don't want any more, a couple, just a bit of movement in the fly. Now it's amazing. You see, we all see these in the water. Now you've got a natural curve of the fibre. You want it to come up and away. Now this is like close to the original, the piglets. Now what I'm going to do is tie this on. Now I'm looking at round about, if you're going to get a measure at all, the tubing there 3/4 of an inch, like 3 times that, so tie this on the top. Don't want it short, you want it long. Tap against. Nice and tight. Now what I'm going to do is trim the bristle, the length of the tag. Now to protect that and hold it on, touch of super glue. And then I'm going to wind over the top. Nice and tight. Just form the tag. Now what I'm going to do here as well is whip finish. Just form the tag at the same time. Nice and tight. And then I'm going to basically protect this with some UV resin on. So you've got 2 strands coming up in the way. Now these do vibrate in the water, they're really good. Tiny bit of movement, but it's really enticing to a fish. So I'll get a light UV resin. Just going to get my needle here, dab a needle, and then just encourage it round all the way. Nice. Do it evenly all the way around. Just take your time when you're doing that. Reset it. I usually like it a good a good 15 seconds or so. Make sure the resin is set. All the way around, and then with a light coat of varnish, and I'm using just basic clear varnish. This one's from Vineyards, all the way around, and that seals it, and it'll last. So then we'll allow that to dry. Now once your tag is dry, you can then go and finish the fly. Now basically I'm using a red thread here. This is a uni thread 80 in red, and we start basically at the point of the outer tubing, and then just come over the top, tying this in nice and tight at this point here, and break away the base piece. Now the wing, we'll get some Krystal flash. This is just pearl Krystal flash. There's 4 strands or so here. Now I want this to come in about halfway into the tail fibres. Tie it on the top. You fold it back, nice and tight, and then moisten this. Keep that for my next fly. And then for the wing, I'm going to be using a hot orange bucktail, this one here, and a nice warm yellow, this one. These both are from Vineyards. This is theirs dyeing, so it's a very nice bright and clean colour. Just want to mix the orange and the yellow. As I say, it's a very simple fly. It's a perfect colour combination, which would be orange, yellow and black. You can't go far wrong with that. Just mix these fibres together. Just roll them through your fingers. And then I'm going to line up the ends to you're happy anyway. There you are. Then I'm going to put the wing, so about halfway or towards the end of the flash, taper towards there, and hold, trim away what I don't need. So on the top, 2 or 3 turns, just to hold the fibres, and then use my nail. I'm going to encourage them slightly round. They may sort of fan out slightly, but don't worry, it will come together, and then we can tighten onto this. Nice and tight. Now, what I've got here is some polar fibre, or Pizzly hair. It's dyed hot orange just to highlight it a wee bit. You could use Arctic Runner, and something like that would do. So tie this on the top. Just sit there. There's our ends. Gonna clean the ends up. Now a wee tip here how to tie some. This is quite a stiff here. So what I'm going to do is just get the super glue and just touch the ends with the super glue. Sit it on the top. You've got to go quick or it'll dry, and then secure it in. And it'll never pull out. 2 jungle cock eyes. These are reasonable size. Just not too long. There we go. Two eyes here the same size. Now I'm going to come into, so the jungle cock's probably the length of the body. Just going to open out the area where I'm going to tie it in. Just going to offer it from underneath. The length I would like, just use the finger thumb to get them to sit in the areas where I want. Come around with 2 or 3 turns. Now that's just quite loose, so I can position the eyes. As you can see, there we are. And then we can tighten up. And we're happy. It's fine. And then what I'm going to do is put wax on my thread, fold these ends back, make sure they're tucked back, so basically they don't pull out. Nice and tight. Keeping the thread tight, I can break these ends off, or you can cut them away, it's up to yourself. There we are. I get my black hackle. Now in this hackle here, I want some of this fluff at the bottom here. So what these hackles are, they come in strung hackles, but this is the small feathers you get on a saddle. Ideal for a fly like this. So I'm going to tie this on the side. I'll work my way down. Then I can break this away and then fold the hackle, just run it through your fingers, and then you can then fill up this area. As I say, I'm going to put a cone head in front, gold cone head, but you could obviously put other colours on if you want. Now don't be shy with the hackle, just run it down to this point here, cross your thread nice and tight. Again, I'm making sure there's wax on my thread to give me grip. Now this is the tip of the hackle. I'm going to fold it back so that it's never going to pull out. Just going to tidy the head area up. But you don't have to be too fussy with that. You can then break that off and then quick finish. 1, 2, 3, 4, that's plenty. Trim away. Just going to roll these fibres through my fingers. Now, let's have a quick look, see how it's sitting. You see the nice shape that you get, and nice and bright. Nice, it's a good colour combination, you really can't go wrong with. Now we've got the gold head. Now to secure the gold head, I'm going to put some super glue basically slightly onto the tube, onto the head of the fly as well. Just touch it, but don't, be careful you don't put some on the hackle, just allow that a second. And then we slip on the cone head, and this is a large cone head, gold. And this one, again, this is the one Sean Staten. Nice and tight. It'll set really quick. I'm going to remove it from the tube, the adapter. I'm going to cut it. I'll use a long big pair of scissors, a couple of mil or so from the end. I get my lighter. I'm going to basically melt the end. Just what I do is set it on fire really. You'll see a wee pufferique, as we say in Scotland. Put the point, a needle or so into the hole just before it sets or gets or cools down. And there we are. That's a very basic tube that has been doing well. I thought you'd like to see what it's like. These two fibres really do vibrate when they're in the water. Colour combination, you can't really go far wrong. But you can experiment, you can work with the colours. You can put a wee more yellow, less orange. Again, you could maybe even 2 hackles at the front. It's entirely up to yourself. So I hope you enjoyed that.